Step 1. Secure some high carbon steel. This is said steel. And these are definitely high carbon. I've already forged a couple of knives out of them, referring to this spike right here on this piece of farm equipment. This is used to break up the dirt. So I'm going to take one of these out, and that's going to be the cutting edge. Some of them are square, and some of them are got a diamond shape, like that. I'm going to choose the square one, because all four sides are nice and square. This one's the squashed, sort of a squashed diamond shape. So I'm going to take that out and proceed to the next step. This is part B of my knife. These are wrought iron bars from some old building. I bought them on eBay. This material has been really great. Yeah, if you can see too much here. There we go. It's got a really nice grain to it when you etch it. You can kind of see it sort of has like layers. It's hard to make out the layers here. Seems that way anyways. Once it's forged out and etched, it looks like it's got different layers and grain running through it. So that'll be the back spine of the blade. I just have two of them. And I'm going to get the spike and I'm going to weld them together. You'll see that next. Here's one of the end assemblies off of that piece of farm equipment I just showed. And this stuff is gorgeous. Just the shapes and the way they built this. Almost feel bad knocking it to pieces, but I'm going to repurpose it and it's going to be pretty cool. I might even repurpose these parts. You could see this being like the butt cap of a future blade or some decorative element. I don't think I'd want to forge this. I just like the shape just the way it is. And these I might even be able to use for something. Definitely this piece. Look at this thing. It's like some kind of claw. But anyways, the piece I'm after is the spike right here. And this is some good steel. It's been dragged through the dirt for 100 years. And I'm pretty confident it's high carbon because I've spark tested it. I've already forged a knife out of it and it keeps an edge really nice. Plus, if you think about the use of something like this, if it were to hit rocks or whatever, they don't want it bending. They want this thing to just drag right through. And this is a guide. It's at the end of the assembly, and this would be used to keep the thing straight in the soil. And I think it got dragged this way. So that's part B. So I got part A rather. So I got my wrought iron, and I got this spike, and the dimensions are just perfect for these to marry up. Just about identical in squareness. Next step, forge weld. Tack weld, then forge weld. Got the spike and the wrought iron tack welded up with some crummy tack welds, but it doesn't have to hold it that good, just hold it long enough so I can get it in the forge, get it up to temperature, close the gaps a little bit, flux it, and then proceed to forge weld a few times. I'm going to try something I saw Big Dog Forge use, which is alcohol mixed with flux. So I'm going to let it soak in here for, I don't know, 10 minutes before I put it into the forge. Hopefully get these, you can see I've grinded the surfaces where they're going to come together. And this is just my handle. I left it a little long. I've done this once before. I cut it here and welded on a piece of rebar, but I think this makes more sense just to leave it this way. So this is going to be the handle end, and this is going to be the tip. And the reason is, even though this is like already tapered, it's tempting to make this the point. But what I'll probably end up having is problems welding, since the dimensions are so different between the wrought iron and the spike here. I'll probably have problems in this area and have to get rid of it. So this is going to be the handle end, and that's going to be the point. And I'll probably either grind these off or try to forge them in. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. this whole side has to get bent up so that the cutting edge follows my finger, because this is not, this wrought iron does not make for good cutting edge. So that's just to support the knife. And then obviously I've got a lot of material here, so I might go big with this one. I don't know, we'll see. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Gotta make time for some weed removal in between. Gotta get this cooking nice and hot. I got 2 burners on right now. Third one's blocked. Not hot enough yet. Billet's ready. It's got flux, little flux on the top. Melted into that gap there. That's the goal anyway. There we go. I wanted to record the quench. Unfortunately, I quenched the blade and didn't record it, so here's a different blade, just for the purposes of adding the obligatory knife quenched in oil scene. Everything went well. This is the blade just after oil quench. You can see a little bit more clearly where the wrought iron meets the high carbon. This is my favorite stage when the knives look like this. I don't know why. Next step, gonna do some clean it up on the belt sander and do some hand sanding, and then I'll etch it, and I'll also work on the handle. Changed my mind about the lanyard hole. Instead of bending it around, I just cut a slot, drilled 2 holes and connected them. The Potbelly pig is done. I got it handled, ground, sanded, stained, everything done. Last thing I need to do is make a lanyard cord to go through the hole back here. And I'm going to use leather cord and put a Matthew Walker knot on the end of it. Everything came out pretty good. On the top there is the wrought iron that I've etched a few times and then hit it with a wire brush to get that texture. It came out pretty cool. It's got some scratches and some weird bubbles here that formed when I quenched it, but it holds an edge really good, so that's the main thing. It's functional and it's a bit rustic. The grip is good. I got 2 through pins. This one and this one are through pins, and the one back here is also through, but it's got a threaded rod that connects the 2 sides. This is copper, this big one here. It's about a 1/2 inch diameter. Lost a little bit of my finish there. Do a little touch up here and there. You can leave it on top of these leaves, but won't hold the weight.